This is Belkin's new auto tracking dock for iPhone, and if you record any video of yourself with iPhone, you need one of these. This dock is using a new framework from Apple called DockKit. It works with iPhone 12 and newer and iOS 17.2 and newer. You pair your iPhone with this dock, no third-party app is required, then you can just open up the stock camera app or pretty much any social media app you want to use, and it will track your face anywhere you go. I can even flip the camera to the back camera and it's going to spin 360 degrees to find my face. It has a 5-hour battery built in, and if you plug the dock in with USB-C, it will charge your iPhone at 15 watts while you're using it. It can tilt up and down 90 degrees, spin 360 degrees, has a thread on the bottom so you can attach it to a tripod, and this has just been wild to experiment with. So in the box, you get the Auto Tracking Stand Pro with DockKit, and they also give you a USB-C cable and a 30-watt power adapter. You can plug it into any power adapter, 30 watts or higher, but when it's fully charged, you get 5 hours of battery life, so you can take this with you on the go, record content solo, and it will track your face everywhere you move. When you first power it up, you pair your iPhone with the dock. It has a little pairing card that comes up. Again, no third-party app needs to be installed. And once your phone is paired, you can turn it on just by holding the button on the side for a few seconds. You'll see the white light turn on the front. It'll give you a little nod to let you know it's ready. Then just put your iPhone on the MagSafe connector on the top, and it will automatically start tracking your face. You can actually pair this with up to 16 different iPhones, and it will all use that same face tracking. One of the things I love about this is the ease of use. Once you've paired your iPhone, you just keep it charged, turn it on, attach your iPhone to the MagSafe connector, and you're good to go. Once you've opened the camera app on your iPhone or various social media apps, I'll go over those in a second, it'll start tracking your face just automatically, keeping you in the frame at all times. Like I mentioned, even if I flip to the back camera, this way I get better quality video, it'll spin around 360 degrees to find my face. Now this has huge use cases if you use your iPhone for a video podcast, but you want to use the back camera to make sure you always have the highest quality video and you're in frame. This is the thing to get. This is way better than Center Stage, either on an iPad, iPhone, or Mac. So this is my iPhone's back camera using Center Stage, and I actually just discovered you can set Center Stage to use either the ultra wide angle, which here's the ultra wide. Listen, don't use the ultra wide with Center Stage. The quality is really going to take a nosedive, especially like low light conditions. Going into Control Center, you can go to Center Stage and choose the main camera for your iPhone. This is in continuity camera. This does look better, the main camera angle. I do feel like it crops in a little much, and tracking wise, I mean, I'm already out of the frame and it's like trying to find me. So again, Center Stage versus this Belkin auto tracking dock. I'll take the Belkin. Center Stage I just have not had a good experience with, and I usually leave it off on my Mac or any of my other devices. Now, in case you were wondering, it is connecting over Bluetooth. You don't have to do any Bluetooth pairing to set it up. You just tap the top of your iPhone to the NFC symbol, but you'll see once you turn the Belkin Stand Pro on, it definitely connects via Bluetooth. So this has to be on in order for the tracking to work. Even use this with continuity camera if you want to do a call using Riverside on your Mac, and you get the best quality video from your iPhone, and you can be confident your face is always in frame. Now, when it comes to performance, I tested this in various scenarios, with my kids riding around on skateboards and razors. My wife was cooking in the kitchen. I wanted to see how fast it would track her, and I would say it does an admirable job of keeping that face in the frame. If it sees your face and you're within like a 20-ish to 30-ish foot distance from the camera, it will follow you. I even had my kids riding around in the driveway. Even as they were riding away from me with face away from the camera, it would track as long as it could. Then at about 40 to 50 feet, it would lose track and go back to its default position. But as soon as my kids started heading back, either at 30 or 40 feet away, it would start tracking them right away. You can also switch between the lenses as it's tracking. As my son was skateboarding, I found that the 1x lens, because it's tracking the face and not the whole body, would sometimes cut off his feet and the skateboard. So I flipped it into the ultra wide angle mode, and now it was tracking his face but also capturing his entire body, which was great for skateboarding. The stand is also pretty quick to move. It kept my kids rolling back and forth in the frame. Sometimes they would get really close to the edge, but then it would catch up. Depending on the speed of the person, it might be a smooth pan, or it might kind of jump forward once a person reaches the edge of the frame. You can also use it in landscape or portrait mode. I can click the button once on the side and that'll stop it tracking for a moment. I'll take my phone off, put it in portrait mode, click the side, and now it's tracking me even in that vertical orientation. Now, if you did want to get close-ups, I was using the 5x lens on my iPhone 15 Pro Max, and it'll get way in on the face, and because it's tracking the face, it does a pretty good job following it. My wife was cooking in the kitchen and I went between 1x, 2x, and 5x on my iPhone, and it really did its best to keep her in the frame. Sometimes at those wider angles, she would get pretty close to the edge of the frame, not really out of frame, but you would have to really start pushing that edge in order for it to move at times. But even on that 5x lens zoomed really far in, it worked to keep her in the frame. Likewise, even my son skateboarding with that 5x lens, and I was still pretty close to him, so it was very zoomed in, it followed him well. Also, if multiple people enter the frame, it will do its best to try to keep both faces in the frame, but will prioritize the first face that it detected when you first attached your iPhone. So that first person detected will always remain in the frame, even if a second or third person enter and then exit. So what apps does this work with? Well, I tested all the major social media apps, and supposedly they need to be updated with DockKit. I didn't see in many of the release notes DockKit mentioned specifically. So for instance, here's TikTok, and it's automatically tracking me, keeping my face in the frame. Here's Instagram doing the same thing, tracking me in the app. And it works with YouTube as well if you wanted to make some shorts. You can even zoom in on the face, and it will keep it in the frame. It even seems to be working with LinkedIn if you ever create videos there. And it's working with X as well. So if there's any social app you want to create videos in the app, especially TikTok, Reels, or YouTube, it'll work with the Belkin dock. And if you want to record high quality video podcasts with Riverside, it works in the Riverside app too. So what doesn't it work with? Well, this only tracks you when you're filming video. So if you're in photo mode, either in the stock camera app or other applications, it will not track your face. Also notably, does not work if you're trying to record spatial video on your iPhone 15 Pro or Pro Max. You turn on spatial video and it just stops tracking you. But other than that, all those social media apps and the stock camera app work great. So who is this for? Well, any solo content creator, especially if you use your iPhone mainly, this is pretty amazing. I can imagine cooking content creators, you could set this up right in front of you and it will follow you around the kitchen. If you dance, which is something Belkin has a lot on their website, again, we'll keep you in frame, tracking your face. If you're like my kids and you're doing skateboarding, bicycling, things like that, again, depending on the distance, how far away you'll be from the camera, this is going to be a great tool. And like I said, because it's physically moving your iPhone's camera lens, this is much better than cropping in to try and keep you in the frame or even using things like center stage. Right now, you can order it on Belkin's website. It costs $180, but it really is the first of its kind. I don't know of any other docks like this. And if you keep it plugged in at your desk, it also is a MagSafe charger for your iPhone, so that's pretty cool. Overall, this is really impressive technology, taking advantage of a new framework that Apple has built into the iPhone. Again, it's iPhone 12 and newer, and you have to be running iOS 17.2 or newer. But now if I ever need to record myself with the iPhone, I want to use the best camera, the rear camera, and I don't have to worry about keeping myself in the frame, this is going to be my go-to. If you have any questions about this dock, leave comments below this video, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit that like button before you go. If you're interested in some shortcuts, maybe specifically shortcuts for filming, I have a lot of those. I'll actually put a playlist of all my shortcuts right up here. Just fall down the rabbit hole, watch all of those together. And if you're interested in Apple Vision Pro, I have several videos on that, including some family and friends reactions and my review. I'll put one of those videos right up here. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time.